Hello, my name is Nate, and one of the main functionalities of our PICO is monitoring tank levels. Today we are going to be talking about which sensors we support and how to configure them in the PICO to properly monitor tank levels. We support all analog sensors, so either resistance or voltage sensors. Resistance sensors have to have a working range between 0 and 65 kiloohms. So for an example, a resistance sensor that has a working range between 5 and 10 kiloohms is also supported. On the other hand, voltage sensors have to have a working range between 0 and 75 volts. So for an example, a sensor that has a working range between 5 and 10 volts is also supported. Now come with me and let's have a look at how to configure the sensors properly in the PICO. First, we have to access the main menu of the PICO by holding the right button. We scroll down to Devices, Tanks, Add New. At first, we have to select the type of a tank we have. We either have water or fuel tank, in our case water. Now we have to select our sensor type, which is either resistance or voltage, in our case resistance. Under this tab, we select the input that our sensor is connected to. In our case, we will select the ST107 input number 2. Here we select the capacity of our tank. In our case, we will use 100 liters. Now we have to set calibration points. For calibration points, we firstly select our first calibration point, which is at 0 liters, in which case our resistance sensor is reading 0 ohms. Our second calibration point is going to be at 100 liters. So we firstly move the value to 100. Our measured value from the sensor is 1 kiloohm. That is it for configuring a sensor. Some of you may already have a different system installed and want to swap it out for ours. In the case of a water tank, this is not a problem because you can easily drain and refill the tank. In the case of fuel tanks, we recommend writing down the current voltage or resistance that the sensor is reading. We check that in the calibration points. The current value that the sensor is reading is 61 ohms. Make sure to write that down. Now go to the gas station and fill up to the top. Write down how much liters you put in the tank. Our first calibration point is going to be for the full tank, in our case 100 liters. Our second calibration point is going to be at 100 liters minus the liters we put in the tank. In our case, we put in 70, so we set this number to 30. Now for the input value, we put in the value that we had before we filled up the tank. Our PICO retrofit is now complete. If you would like to know more about our system, make sure to like and subscribe, and we will see you next time.